If you've ever tried to build a routine and go all in and give it your all, and then you fall off track, well, this is the video for you. I want to tell you that you're not alone. If you're like me, you've tried again and again. But the problem isn't you. It's what we've been taught about routines, what we have set into this rigid structure of a routine, and not understanding that not only does our life change, our energy changes, and the season of life changes, and the priorities that you have are going to shift from time to time, and your routines are not going to be the same every single day, every single week, every single month. You need to have this flexibility. You need to be able to set a system instead of a routine, and know that you are capable of setting up what works best for you and not what works against you just because it fits a mold or a trend that we call a routine. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking all about why routines fail, what you can do to create systems, building your own personal system, and realistically creating energy-based systems and the standards that you need to set so that you can actually stick to it. I want you to understand that this is going to be the structure for you for not only to set the system, but what to do when you feel off or you feel like that failure is coming again, and how we can catch ourselves before we fall. So let's jump right in. Welcome back to Balance While Blooming. My name is Bridget. I'm 27 years old. I am a wife, a stepmom. I work a full 9 to 5, and I am as busy as everyone else because I am doing it all. I am not only pushing myself to believe and step out of my comfort zone, but I'm also building the life of my dreams one step at a time as I'm balancing this crazy journey called life as I bloom one day at a time. I am also on the journey of becoming my best self before 30, and I want to share with you guys in this community as much as possible, not only the belief to become system, which is that believing in yourself, building the life of your dreams, finding the balance in our day-to-day life, and blooming one step at a time until we become our ideal self and live the life of our dreams. But it's also about leveling up every area of life, rebranding, and understanding how you can go into this next chapter of life being your healthiest, wealthiest, most fulfilled, joyful, personal level of who you are without comparing to others. Here I inspire you, support you, and hold you accountable. And I really challenge you to join this community, follow us over on Instagram, and just know that I'm sharing my story. I'm sharing what works for me, and I hope that you can take away something from this journey and through the content that I share of my story, my reflection, my thoughts, and you can build the life of your dreams. Today is all about systems and routines. If you have been following along for a while, I do really struggle with this. I struggle with structure. I really struggle with this rigid mindset that I have to do something X, Y, and Z at this specific time, at this specific moment. I have a hard time with that in my job, in my life, in my reality. So it's really important that we really change this mindset on what a routine is versus a system, and how we can build our perfect days and our perfect week and our ideal life by taking it one step at a time. So today, as I said, we're going to break it down from how we can change these, building it for you, what you can do when you fail and fall, and how you can really create the system for you. I'm here, as I said, to help you every step of the way. My DMs are always open on Instagram, but let's jump in how we can stop relying on the routines and build a system for success for you today. So step one is always figuring out why people fail. Because if you don't know why you keep failing, you're never going to succeed. So it's really important that you understand the common cycle that most people have. You create this beautiful routine. You have it all set up, X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, in this order on these days, and you have this perfect routine created. You have all this motivation. You know what's going to happen, and you have it all set in stone, and you're like, okay, day one, let's jump in. You do it. You have this ideal day. It's all great. You've set yourself up. then the world comes crashing down. It's life, it's a journey. We go through it, we're all different, we're all unique. Life happens. You miss a day. You get really hard on yourself. You fall off. You give yourself some time to really reset, restart, and again, we get stuck in this trap of, okay, let's reset it. Let's get that motivation. And you're stuck in this reset loop of routine after routine. What didn't work? What didn't happen? And you didn't give yourself the grace to just reframe what happened. Consistency is all about doing what is sustainable, what works for you. And it isn't about the perfection. It's all about that progress of give and take of when life happens. So realistically, we need to understand that routines are first off too rigid. They are so specific that it's based on this ideal day that you're not that person yet. And we need to build up to that person. We need to bloom into her. And it's not built for a real life interruptions, chaos, life in general. It's just not made for that. So what do we need to do instead is we need to set systems over routine. That is what we're talking about today, is really stop relying on this rigid lifestyle and start setting systems. So let's define what is a routine versus a system. A routine is an exact schedule. You're going to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Depending on the day, you are going to do this exact step-by-step process that is a routine. For example, a routine is I work out every single day at this place at this time. Now, what is a system? System is flexibility, is structure with non-negotiables that help you show up for your dreams. So what is that going to look like? I'm going to move my body 4 times a week whenever it fits for X amount of time. Now, even the X amount of time is a little bit rigid. Let's keep it to, let's move our body 4 times a week whenever it fits and wherever I can. Now, how is that different? You're not giving yourself a time. You're not giving yourself the structure of every single day so that when you fail, that these perfect days just make you fall off and quit on yourself. You're giving yourself a minimum 4 times a week. And you're also saying whenever it fits. It does not need to be in the morning at a specific time, at a specific place. I have a gym. I do go at 5 a.m. as much as possible. But there are times that, guess what? Life happens. They open at 7 on other days. So if I'm like workout every single day at 5 a.m., I'm going to have to do an at-home workout. Sometimes I want to walk. Sometimes I want to do other things. But we're building perfect days that work with our life. We're not making this perfect reality of how it's going to look. We're building a life that works for us, that is still hitting all of these goals that are going to work for you. So how are we going to build this personal system that works for you? We're going to break it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1 is identifying your non-negotiables. We are going to start with 3 to 5 items or areas of life that you want to work on. For example, you can do health and wellness, you can do work and business, home, relationships, finances. Go check out my life areas and how I just changed all my mindsets on all of those so you can kind of see how you can build your days for success. But you're going to come up with 5 areas of life, 3 to 5. I do challenge you to do 5 that you would like to work on in this season of life. Step 2 is energy-based routines. Instead of time-based, we are going to create a high energy, medium energy, and low energy routine day. Now, I want you to still incorporate those 3 to 5 areas, but it's important that you understand when you have a high energy day, when you have a medium energy day, and when you have a low energy day, you're going to be more motivated or disciplined than other days. So on that high energy day, I want you to hit the gym. I want you to do that deep work. And I want you to go diving deep into your passion or purpose. I want you to show up in all 5 areas of life. You are going to time block those into your day of what that's going to look like. So for me, let's say I want to, on a high energy day, I want to wake up. I want to do my core work for Balance While Blooming. Then I want to go to the gym, and then I'm going to go to my job, and then I'm going to come home and I'm going to have a date night. At home, if not, with my husband, whatever it may be. I've hit 3 or 4 areas of life and I've given it my all. On a medium energy day, I'm going to wake up and have an admin day. Admin morning. What do I need to do? How can I clean up my house so that I don't feel overwhelmed? I don't fall any more into a slump. What can I do for my house? How can I have a conversation? Maybe I need to check in with my faith or my mental mindset. And then I also want to maybe go for a walk, but just kind of brain dump or have a conversation with myself or have a conversation with my husband and really keep it medium energy where I'm not overworking myself, but I'm also not doing too much. On a low energy day, I am doing the bare minimum. I am going to maybe just slump and do my joy and my own passion projects. I am going to go for a walk or just walk on the treadmill, not do a heavy lift. I'm going to take time to maybe just reflect and reset and really see where I am and be like, okay, do I need to look at my finances? Do I need to look at my scheduling? What can I do for joy today? What can I do for my family, for my friends that isn't going to give me too much energy, that I can just kind of do a check-in or reset and figure out what I need to move around or how I need to show up. Each of those days are very productive. Some I am giving my all to other people. Some days I am just sitting in the middle where I will still give my energy to people. And then the low days are I take it for myself, see what I need, and how can I have a good day to still show up for myself. And I can have a day that I don't feel like is a failure, that is a miss, but I'm also matching myself with what I need in that moment. What energy do I have? What is that going to look like? And then step 3 is having those minimum standards of what is the worst day. So this is like low energy day, or you feel like you fell off track. What are the minimum standards where you are 1% today? For me, this can be a 10-minute workout, stretch, yoga, whatever it may be. I do one piece of content, even if I don't post it, but I edit it, I upload it, or I film it. Or I have a slump day with my husband on a TV show that we can just listen to in the background, play a game, do something, and he knows for me that's what I need. Another thing for this bare minimum day is I know on my really bad days, it's because my house is cluttered, or my mindset is just not there, and I'm mentally drained, overwhelmed, feel burnt out. That's okay. I have to clean one area of my house. And this is not a deep clean. This is like organize my office, organize the laundry that's been piling up, organize the kitchen, dishes, old mail, whatever it needs to be, our living room, our blankets on the couch. Make my bed if I didn't do that. Do one task that makes me feel 1% closer to the person I want to become. And that's actually going to help me create a system for who I want to become, because she would show up like that. So really think about that. Rebrand who you are. And now, what happens if you fall off track? It's not a big deal. Because guess what? We're going to set in rules right now for you to actually stick to it. I don't want you to feel the fear. I don't want you to be like, I can't do that. I'm just going to fall off track. Nope. Here we are. We're going to stick to it. You're going to remove that all or nothing mindset. We're going to have the progress over the perfection. You're going to track your consistency, not your intensity. You're going to show up. That's a win. If you show up for 15 tasks, celebrate yourself. Go do something. Take a day away. Do something for yourself. Make it your new identity, not just habits. I'm someone who shows up for this life. I'm becoming her. She is me. So what does that mean? You're becoming your best self through the identity shifts that you are consistently showing up for, that you're celebrating when you show up, and that you're building for who she is. And I really challenge you when you think about all of these things. I don't like talking about this all the time because I think we need to start in this season of life and where we are today, and understanding that we can't always just become her. We can't build her, but we can take it one day at a time. This is what creating a system is all about. And it's identifying that the routines are no longer going to fit for you. And guess what? We're all human. We all have to change. We need to reevaluate. We need to see what that's going to do. And guess what? If you fall off track, falling off is part of the system. And you're gonna resume where you are. Stop restarting, resetting. Yes, you need to realign. Guess what? That realigning is resuming. If we need to relabel that as resume and falling off, and understanding that failing is just learning. It's another step in our journey, in our process, in our story. And I really want to ask you to really think about this new formula of life as a system and check in every once in a while when you feel like you're falling off track again, or we need to catch ourselves before we fall. What is working? What needs to be adjusted? And you don't need to continue resetting, restarting, and figuring it out again and again. You just need to learn how to realign and find that balance in this real life that a routine never gave you. That's why you get to change the energy levels. You get to change what season of life you're in, what systems you want to create, what areas of life you're going to focus on, what habits you're going to change. So let's be honest. We are human. We have busy seasons. We have family lives. Things in work shift. You can't prioritize everything, but you can prioritize what matters most right now. And that's why a routine is not going to work for us. The people who really want to become their best self and understand who we want to be need to understand that these systems are going to evolve, they're going to change, and that the seasons of life are going to happen. And even if you show up a little, is better than not showing up at all. This balance is all about understanding what matters most right now, how you're going to find the balance, what priorities you're going to set, what that's going to look like for you. And we need to let these systems evolve with us through the growth seasons, through the maintaining seasons, through the setbacks and readjustments and realignments and rebrands. I just did one of those not even 6 months ago. I am still in my rebrand era right now. I was in my growth era when I started this channel over almost 3 years ago. And guess what? Now there was a time where I maintained and understood and was learning and growing, but I wasn't growing. I was learning. I was absorbing. I was understanding. And now we're in a whole new one. We're in the rebrand season. So it's okay to adjust, change, and not feel guilty. Your dream life is built within the seasons, not within the perfect routines. Remember, routines are out, systems are in. It's important to protect your energy, protect your peace. Don't feel rushed or rigid by the timing of the day. Listen to yourself, listen to your body, but show up to make progress. It doesn't need to be perfect for you to show up for you today. You don't need to be perfect to live this dream life, to become her. You just need to keep showing up one intentional step at a time. Because let me tell you, you need to believe in yourself that you can create the systems. You can build the systems. We just did it. You can balance in the systems. I taught you how. And you can bloom by showing up for them one day at a time. And over time, this journey called life is going to have you become the person of your dreams. So why not you? Why can't you do it? I know, I was there. I felt like I couldn't do it either, but we can. We can believe in ourselves. We can build. We can balance. We can bloom. And we can become. That's what this community is for. I want to know about your systems. I want to know what routines you're getting rid of, how you're changing your routines that work for you into a powerful system, and what areas of life you're working on in this season of life. join our community, follow me. Let's inspire each other. Let's hold each other accountable. And let's support one another every step of the way. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.